I almost didn't take this trade, but waking up on Monday morning made it completely worth it. Let me show you exactly why I took this trade, the confirmations I used, and why I trusted holding this setup throughout the weekend. Let's get started. Let's start off with the daily chart, right? So the daily chart on NZDUSD is pretty simple bias, right? You can see that we got a choke towards the downside. And after drawing a Fibonacci, you can see price is reacting off of OTE perfectly. But then again, coming on to your 4 hours, on the 4 hours, we are yet to see a break in this leg, right? So we are yet to see a change in the 4 hours. And that is what we are going through. That means we are still bullish on your 4 hours, right? Knowing that we have an extreme order block right here. Let me clear the charts. Yeah, so right here you can see that we have an extreme order block right here, and price is reacting, or this zone is still being held. Okay, now coming on to the 4 hours. Pretty simple on the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, this was your extreme order block, right? So price tapped and we saw a change on your 1 hour, right? So we got a change on your 1 hour. Finally, price went all the way up here, took out the sell side liquidity, right? Took out the sell side liquidity, or in simple terms, price gave us a choke towards the downside. So now this is your high, and after taking the sell side liquidity, price took out buy side liquidity, right? So price took out buy side liquidity and gave us a choke towards the upside. Now, after price taking sell side liquidity and taking buy side liquidity, price is just going to come back into the zone before going back up. It is a very simple knowledge. And especially the move higher up, the move up, right, was very strong. You can see a proper order block setup, huge fair value gaps, and a clear structure forming, a very clear break, a very clear change in character. So now I drew a Fibonacci for this entire leg, as you can see right here. And what we can see, price aligning with OTE and equilibrium, we saw a 1 hour order block which had beautiful inducements already, right? It had beautiful inducement. It was a classic 2 swing setup, right? And beautiful inducements aligned with it perfectly. All right. Also on that day, we also had previous day's low and this beautiful inducement. So that is extra inducement. So since it was a 1 hour zone, I was actually looking for a 5-minute change of character, but the 5-minute change of character was right here. It would have given us today on Monday morning opening, right? Which is not physically possible. So since the session was still on, like we tapped during London close, right? So this yellow box right here is your London close. So during your London close, since it is a 1 hour order block, I am looking for a 3-minute OT plus confirmation. Okay, pretty simple. So what I mean by the OT plus confirmation is that, so once price tapped the zone, this is your 1 hour order block. This is your New York lows. So price took out New York lows during London close, tapped the 1 hour order block and gave us a market structure shift right here, inverse fair value gap and a breaker block, all broken during your London close itself. That means it should be a pretty good setup going forward, right? So you could have taken this also as your MSS, but we already have an MSS right here. We have your inverse fair value gap right here, and we have a proper breaker block right here, right? So now this gives you your OT plus confirmation. All of the confirmations came before London closed. All right. So once London closed, all I was looking for was a very good place to enter from. That is when price formed a pretty good leg upwards. Once price formed a pretty good leg upwards, I drew a Fibonacci looking at a very good place to enter from. I wanted to enter from OTE since I knew that we would be going into a weekend holding situation. So I wanted the best entry possible, the very best entry possible. And that was only possible from an OTE entry, of course, an optimal trade entry model, right? So in OTE, we can see very clearly we have a 3-minute order block right here. But the 3-minute order block was, I was going to enter on the 3-minute order block, but going into the 1 minute, just to see if there were any other opportunities or any other order blocks, I found out that in the 3-minute order block region, I found out there was a 1-minute order block inside that 3-minute candle, right? So I took this 1-minute order block And usually for an OT plus setup, I put my SL around here, right? I don't put it below the swing. I would have put it somewhere around here. But since it was a weekend trade, anything can happen. So I actually put my SL below the swing. As you can see, the charts are lying to you. So this FXCM chart and my broker's chart was completely different. My broker's chart never actually only reached all the way till here. It didn't even go near the swing. But in my FXCM chart, you can see that price hit my SL, but clearly not. I will prove it to you towards the end of the video. And yeah, so I took the entry and set a 1:3 RR, and I held the trade. My entry market opened all the way here above my take profit level, and eventually when price came back, retraced back, price took out my TP, right? So this was a full TP hit. Now I'm gonna start walking you through my exact journal. So this trade was executed on 22nd May. Actually was executed on 22nd May, but since it was a Saturday execution, like the limit order got tapped on Saturday, I will leave it up to 23rd. And you can see the time. It was 2 a.m. on a Saturday, meaning Friday night close. And it was taken in NZDUSD. It was a buy trade. You can see my exact entry, SL and TP, according to my broker. All right. And you can see it was a win trade. You can see the gross PNL. I made $3,500 and the fees was $64. So my net PNL and equity after the trade, you can see it right here. I'm very close to 4% up on my phase one. So ideally one more trade. So this was an overnight weekend holding trade. The time frame was a 1 hour 3 minute execution, and it was an SMC ICT trade. So right here, there is a lot to read. You guys can pause the video, take time and exactly understand what went through my mind and how I am exactly typing down the entire notes, right? All the way from technical analysis to what I thought before, after, and during the trade. And let me tell you, so the fundamental analysis going through my mind before I actually took the limit order was pretty simple, right? So you can see right here, which I will tell you. Okay, so what we observed was there was Iran USP stocks all over the weekend, and it was going into the weekend with the expectation that we will finally get peace. So when there is peace in this war, that means USD is going to get weaker. That means NZDUSD is going to be buying. So that equally aligns with my bias of me buying NZDUSD, right? So that is your number one point. Second thing is that, so now that it was set and now it only came down to the execution and entry, I knew it would still be a gamble with this Trump administration. Anything could happen, one through social tweet, and then stuff could easily change. So that is exactly why I waited for the retest of OTE again from the market structure shift, and I found a pretty reliable order block, just like I explained before. And since this was a phase one challenge, that is the only reason I still risked 2%, or else if this was a trade taken on my live account, I am pretty sure I would have taken like 0.1% or 0.25. You can see here right there, because there's no way someone should be risking 2% or 1% on a gap up or a gap down entry, because things can change drastically very easily over the weekends, especially with this Trump market administration, right? So yeah. And you can see I messed up. I did not take the before picture. I forgot to take the before picture, but the after picture was exactly what I explained to you. Now let's get into my Quant Tekel dashboard. My Quant Tekel dashboard, you can see that we are in phase one, 50K account. We started off like May time, and you can see my win rate's not been that great. But the trade that I explained to you today was this NZDUSD trade right here, and you can see I've made 7% up on this trade. That brings me up 3.72% on phase one. So ideally I just need one more 2% risk trade to go my way, and we will be clearing phase one. And I'll be going with the same mindset into phase two. Hopefully we can clear it this week. Today being a bank holiday on Monday, I am not trading, but hopefully later down this week or the later videos you see, I will be clearing this phase. I hope you guys learned a lot through this exact trade breakdown, and I learned a lot just explaining it to you a lot. And if you guys did like this trade breakdown or really took away something from this video, do give this video a thumbs up. Really helps push out to many other traders just like yourself. And of course, do subscribe to follow my journey. Equally, do find out the links in the bio and you'll be easily able to follow my journey throughout my Instagram as well. And one thing that I really want to end this video off with is that I think I'm back. I feel more confident, and I feel like I am where I should be, like confident with taking the setups that I have really worked for. And it never gets old. Like waking up to profit is the best feeling ever. Always just waking up to a full TP hit, knowing that you don't even need to trade that day, it is a luxury. And it is something that each and every one of you guys who made it this far into the video have to experience. And I really hope and pray for each and every one of you guys that you guys make it in trading, because this is a feeling like it's crazy, man. Cool. I catch you guys in the next one.